So let's work a little bit on this form right over here, and we can do that on our temp component. So we're gonna do a couple changes here, and maybe later on we can extract the components and create different files for them so that we can actually use that in our final application code. Remember, this is just the temp component where we are testing all the things and trying to experiment with them. But anyway, so let's go here and actually create first a Vue Card. All right, so you can tell it has changed a little bit here. And let's also go back to the app and wrap this up in a Vue container. All right, so we have nice padding here. Vuetify is, as of this version, using a grid system that is inspired a lot by Bootstrap, if you are familiar with Twitter Bootstrap, where you have containers and then you have rows and columns. For now, we'll just stick to this, the container over here, and then we'll use the rows and columns for our form. So back on the temp component, now that we have that nice padding, we want, in this particular case, let's say we want name, price, and save to be on one row instead of using this tag here. So we want that to be removed. We also don't need the labels right now here because we're going to be using something called the Vue text field. All right. Okay. And we need to self-close those tags. And we probably want to replace these with a label. And we'll use name here and price over here. And we have a different layout over here. The inputs, they look more like the Material UI spec from Google. Okay. All right. Let's make this a default of null. So you can see how that label, floating label, behaves. All right. Next, we need to modify this because it's not going to be a native button, and instead we want a B button, and we probably want this a different color. So let's do primary. All right, and it could be like primary or secondary. You could use accent. Right. You can always go to the documentation. We also can, and probably want, to actually wrap these in first a container. Okay. And then how about we wrap them in our respective column. All right. So you can see we have now a 3-column layout with name, price, and save. Now let's also align center here. I'm going to go full screen here. Okay, so there you have it. This is the form, and it will grow and shrink with the window. All right, let's get rid of this error.